Season 15 is going to be themed around Japan, and the deadline for submissions has finally arrived. I'm going to look through most of the items created for the season, and I'm going to rate them based on how likely I think they are to make it into the game. Without further ado, let's get started. First up, we're going to look at the furniture created for the season. From Brutus RX, we have the kunai board. Now, this doesn't have much support, but apartment decorations honestly don't get that many upvotes anyways. I think this looks perfectly fine, and it will be a perfectly suitable apartment decoration. I'd give it a 3.5. I'm a little bit hesitant. I feel like this could easily be overlooked, but I don't know. I think it would fit right into the season. Then from my boy Dr. Radium, we have the samurai training dummy. I don't know. I'll give this a 3 out of 5 because the devs traditionally have not really added dummies or robots or anything humanoid as apartment decorations, so I don't know if they would add this, but there certainly is a shot. Then from Benjamites, we have the Japanese sign furniture. This is really cool, and I think honestly this has a really good chance. It has a lot of support, and Benjamites showed it off in a really cool way. It's bright and easy to see, and I think this would spice up apartments a lot. I think I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It's very likely, in my opinion, that they will add this. Then from Speed Queen, Kotatsu item. This is really good. I will give this one a 4 out of 5. Then from I5, we have the Badimo guy Fumo. 2 out of 5. Then from Yamels, we have the Maneki Neko. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I think this is really likely to be added. It's very well made, it's cute, and it's very eye-catching. Then from Zeno, we have the CEO Sama. This is a pretty funny submission. I could see the devs adding this just for the memes, but they might not want to mess with the concept of body pillows in Jailbreak, so I don't know. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I could see them adding this, but honestly, I'm not very sure. Then from Denold, we have the Sakura. It's even got particles, which is pretty nice. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I think this honestly has a really good chance of being added. It's iconic, and it fits really well inside an apartment. And for our last furniture submission, we've got the Romiya slot car track. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 because the devs traditionally have not really added car tracks like this, so I don't expect them to add this one. There have also been a few tire decals submitted for the season, so let's take a look at those as well, as I suspect one of them will be chosen. First up from Legendinius, we have the Dragon tire decals. These are cool, they're flashy, they'd make an interesting new tire. Among the tires, I would give this a 4 out of 5. Then we have the Jailbreak tires. I'll give these a 2 out of 5. I think they choose other tires over this one. Then we got the Katana tires from Brook02YT. This is pretty cool, and I like how it has a shuriken effect. However, the katana decal on it doesn't really look that good in my opinion, and it's not really the best idea to translate it to a tire, as the main thing a katana is known for is for being a long, straight weapon, not a curved weapon. So I'm going to give these a 2 out of 5. I can't say I'm particularly confident in them. Then we got the drift tires from Yasef. These are interesting tires, but I don't know how they fit with the Japanese theme. From what I see, they don't fit with the theme really at all, and I think they choose a different tire over this one, so I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I'm giving it a 2 because there's a chance I'm just missing something and they might add this because of a reference I don't understand, but yeah. And lastly for tires, we have the Tokyo tires. These are simple, but they look pretty cool. They're based off of Toyo tires in real life. I think that's a really interesting and creative translation. I'm going to give these a 4 out of 5. Between these and the Dragon tires, I think one of the two will be picked. Now let's talk about the rims created for the season. First up from Klutzy Pair, we have the Colada rim. This is a pretty solid rim, but honestly, it doesn't really fit the Japanese theme well. There's stuff that's more appealing that I think will be picked over this, so I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I can't see them choosing this one. Then we've got the Shuriken rims from Benjamites. These are fantastic. I'd love if they were added. I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. I would have given them a 5 out of 5, but there is a rim very similar to this that also looks great, so I don't know which one will be picked. Therefore, I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5. Again from Benjamites, we have the Manji Strike rims. These are also fantastic. I'll give them a 4 out of 5 as well. Then from Yamels, we have the Yin Yang rims. Now, from what I understand, this is a Chinese symbol, so unfortunately, it's not really suitable for a Japanese season. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. I don't see them choosing this one. Then from Sharky Cat, we have the stance rims. These are cool. They're similar to the center lock rims. Unfortunately, I doubt they're gonna be chosen because they don't really scream Japanese. They're not that flashy, so I can't see them getting picked. I'll give them a 2 out of 5. Then from Memesolent, we've got the Drifter rims. Same thing I just said about the other ones. They're cool, but they don't quite scream Japanese, so I'll give them a 2 out of 5. Then from Dr. Radium, we have the Racing Shuriken. These are awesome. This is what I was mentioning. Between this and Benjamites, I don't know who has the better Shuriken rims. I think one of the two will be picked, either this one or the other one, so I'll give this one a 4 out of 5 as well. Let me know in the comments which one you think is better. Then from Klutzy Pair, we have the Alembics rims. Same thing I mentioned, these will get a 2 out of 5. I can't quite see them getting picked. Again, we have the Starfish rims, 2 out of 5. Then we've got the Sakura rims from Denold. These are amazing. They look so good on the cars. They fit the theme really well. They're very eye-catching and unique. I'm going to give them a 5 out of 5. I think they're very likely to get chosen. And lastly, from Doggo McDingo, we've got the Lucky Neko rims. These are very cute. I think they could be added like the Bear Face rims from Season 11. I think these have a really good chance. I'll give them a 4 out of 5. These could be like a level 2 or level 3 prize. Now let's talk about spoilers. So first off, from Sai, we have the cat ears spoiler. This is clearly created as a joke submission. Unfortunately, I don't expect it to be added. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. Then we've got the Torygate spoiler from NQXX. There have been several of these created, which we're going to take a look at. This is honestly not bad. I like how it fits on the car from the back. However, it's kind of curved and the designer didn't present it in the best way. It only has 17 upvotes. I think they will add a Torygate spoiler, but I don't think this will be the one they add. Then from Benjamites, we have the fan spoiler. This is fantastic. It's a brilliant idea. It fits on the car really well. It's very flashy and eye-catching. You know what? I'll give this a 5 out of 5. I have very high confidence in this one. I think they will add it. Then from Denold, we have the Sakura spoiler. This is pretty good, but I think it's much better suited as an apartment decoration, which is what we looked at earlier. As a spoiler, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'm even hesitant giving it that high of a score, but I do think it does have a decent chance. It will likely be added as a furniture. Again, from Denold, we have the Japanese lantern spoiler. And apparently this says Jailbreak, which is pretty cool. This is also a great spoiler. It's interesting, it's unique, it's eye-catching, basically fits all the criteria you need. I'll give this one a 5 out of 5 as well. I believe this one will be added. Then we've got the Ronin spoiler from Memesolent. This is a really good, solid spoiler, and apparently the Japanese here says Badimo, which is pretty nice. It's a great standard spoiler with a nice Japanese detail on it. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I think this has a good chance. Then from Speed Queen, we have the Torygate spoiler. It fits on the car kind of weird. It does fit the theme, it just doesn't look that good as a spoiler in my opinion. However, it does fit the theme well, and I think the devs would see it as an appealing prize, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I think it has a good chance. Then we got another Torygate spoiler from the Dominator. This one will get a 2 out of 5. I don't think this one will be chosen. Then we got the Ryujin spoiler from Doggo McDingo, and I'm very certain I said that wrong, so if somebody could let me know in the comments the right way to say it, that would be cool. Looks pretty cool, it fits on the car in an interesting way. I'm just wondering how well it would translate to other vehicles. But yeah, it's an interesting concept, and imagine if the dragon could breathe fire. It might make a good animated spoiler for the season pass. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Then we got the Wagasa, and I'm sure I mispronounced that as well. It is a traditional Japanese umbrella created by Truminator. This is pretty cool. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Next, let's look at the skins and textures created for the season. First up from Benjamites, we have the Mount Fuji texture. Looks pretty cool, but it doesn't scream Japanese to me. And there are some textures that I think are much more likely to be added. They usually only pick one texture per season, and I definitely don't think this one will be chosen. Sorry, Benjamites. It gets a 2 out of 5. However, this texture from my guy Ikleon, who I just interviewed by the way, this one gets a 5 out of 5. This is such an insanely well made texture with a lot of great detail. It fits on so many cars really well. Absolutely fantastic. It's gotten 1.3k upvotes. One of the most upvoted submissions of all time. Yeah, this is absolutely making it into the season. Then from SpooksYZ, we have the Rising Sun livery. This is pretty nice. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. From what I've seen, it's probably the leading competitor to the manga skin, but I have more confidence in that one. Then from Legendinius, we have the red anime texture. Unfortunately, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. I can't see them choosing this one. It's basically just a red color with some variations. It doesn't really scream anime or Japan, which was what he was kind of trying to go for here. It would be nice if they added it in some other season as an alternative to the Galactic Carbon. And lastly, from Guess 51525361777, we have the Japanese racer texture. This is great. I like this one a lot. And the kanji on the sides says Jailbreak apparently. But yeah, it looks cool. It's fun. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I think this has a good chance, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, I think the manga texture is 100% going to win. Now, the vehicles. First up from Dai, we have the Kaiju. Honestly, I think this would have been a really solid candidate for the racing season. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Then we have the Shizukisa from Dai. This car is not bad. Of course, Dai is an amazing modeler, but unfortunately, compared to the other ones we're going to look at, I don't think this one has a strong chance at all. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I really can't see them picking this one. Then we've got the Taimu Ataku. Sorry if I mispronounced that. This is a really cool car. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's a solid competitor, but it doesn't have much momentum. Then we got the Ra or Rau. It's a cute little car. Honestly, I hope they add this as a level 8 prize. I think that would be cool. But as a level 10 prize, unfortunately, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I can't see them picking this one. Then we got the Kanban. I'll give this one a 3 out of 5. It was created a bit more recently. Then we got the Wankel from Dai again. I'll give this a 2 out of 5. It's not exciting enough to be a grand prize, so I doubt they'll pick it. Next from Smorios, we have the Apex. To me, this looks like it's based off of the same car as the Shizukisa from Dai, though I could be totally wrong. Let me know. I'll give this one a 3 out of 5, because it's made a bit more recently. Then we got the Ranger. This gets a 2 out of 5. See, a lot of the vehicles here, like, they're not stuff like this, like the Ranger. I think it would work really well as a level 8 prize. Then from Rally Subby, we have the Senko. Unfortunately, I don't have high confidence in this one as a grand prize. I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 as well. Then from Sai, we have the GTZ. Wow, this is a pretty interesting car. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Here we got the Grim Reaper. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. Then we have the Neko. This is a cute little vehicle. I love the custom little skin he put here. Unfortunately, I have to give this one a 1 out of 5, which is really harsh, I know, but I cannot see them picking this one as a grand prize. It just has a really small amount of support, and it's just not flashy enough. Then from Raivi GFX, we have the Kaminari. I'll give this a 2 out of 5. Sadly, this car from i5 will also get a 1 out of 5. Sorry, buddy. Okay, this one is honestly a lot more likely to be added. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Then from Mige, we have the Shibiku R. Sadly, I have to give this a 2 out of 5 because, like I said, it's not really flashy enough to be a grand prize. Then from Speed Queen, we have the Samurai. Speed Queen did just have a win really recently with the Proto 08, so that does hold me back from giving her a higher score. I have to give this one a 3 out of 5. If she didn't just win, I'd say this would be a 4 out of 5. But I don't see them picking her so quickly, especially since there's a lot of cars which are giving this one a run for its money. Not to say it isn't good. It's really good. I think it's one of the best made cars of the season, but it's unlikely they'll pick it. And there's already been a little bit of controversy over this one, so the devs might want to stay clear of that because so many season cars have not had good reception. And I'm sure that's something they try to think about. Then, from Doggo McDingo, we have the Diva. This is a really, really cool car. The custom skin he put on this makes it look even better. Here's what it looks like without the skin. It's a really solid sports car. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I think it has a good chance. Again, from Doggo McDingo, we have the Naginata. Another great car. This one was made recently, and he made a really cool post showing it off. I love the artwork here. This one will also get a 4 out of 5 from me. It has a good bit of support, and it's a really cool and interesting car. But I think this car, the Shogun, from Doggo McDingo, is very likely to make it into the season. It's a very flashy looking vehicle. The livery that he made for it is really cool and adds a lot to the vehicle. I think the devs will probably add that in with it. It has a lot of support, almost 1,000 upvotes. I'm going to give this one a 4.5. I would give it a 5, but there's a couple other really good cars that I think are going to give this one a bit of competition. And look guys, I haven't been on a great run with my season car predictions recently, so I want to play it safe this time around. Then from Guess 51525366177, we have the Koi. Again, perfectly suitable vehicle if they pick a level 8 vehicle, but for a level 10 vehicle, I don't see them picking this one. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. I might be a bit too harsh since I just looked at a vehicle that's likely to win, but still, I'm not very confident they'll pick this. From Truminator, we have the Rocket Bunny. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Then, from Oof Ed, we have the Kyoju 6. This is the most upvoted car created for this season, as we can expect from Oof Ed. It is wonderful. Ufed actually hasn't had a season vehicle added since the Jackrabbit, and in general he hasn't had a vehicle added in a few months, so I think there is a good possibility they might pick this one. I'll give it a 4.5. Then from Sardaji, we have the Kamini no Te. I'm honestly sad to see this not get that much support. It's a cute little vehicle, and again, it would be a cool level 8 prize, but as a level 10 prize, 2 out of 5. Can't see them picking this one. Then we've got the Shinzo from Sharky Cat. This is also a really cool, flashy, and appealing vehicle. It'll get a 4 out of 5. Then from Ache, we have the Seshi Wide Body. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Again from Ache, we have the Sheshi Track Edition. And look, Speed Queen's riding in it. I think this one has a little bit higher of a chance. I'll give it a 3.5. Then we have the Kimono from Plasmazilla. This probably has a decent chance. I'll give it a 3.5, but I'm not too confident. Then from Housel, we have the Infinity. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. I don't think they'll pick it. And lastly, from Housel, we have the Senshi. Now this has a good bit of support. Housel did just have a vehicle added not too long ago, and this vehicle isn't super flashy, so I don't think it has a super high chance, but I'll give it a 3 out of 5. And guys, I have some really sad news real quick. Unfortunately, the best Jailbreak Creations creator, Serval Enjoyer, the man who created beloved creations like the Livery Cube, the Toy Brick Cube, the Military Cube, such amazing creations that the devs could never add because the game would literally explode. Unfortunately, he did not submit anything for this season. I've literally been shaking and crying all day in bed since I've heard the news. That's why I didn't upload at all last week, because I just couldn't accept that our boy Serval Enjoyer was gone. Alas, we will never forget you, Serval Enjoyer.